Hello, and welcome back to another episode of our IELTS Speaking Podcast. In today's episode, you'll hear a complete mock speaking test. Tom will be the examiner, and Anna will be the candidate. This session is based on Cambridge IELTS 7 Test 1. Let's get started.
Let's talk about keeping in contact with people. How do you usually contact your friends? Why?
I usually contact my friends through instant messaging apps like WhatsApp, Messenger, or Line. These platforms allow for quick, convenient communication, and they're especially useful because they support both texts and voice or video calls. It really depends on the situation. If I just want to check in quickly, I'll send a message, but for longer conversations, I prefer calling.
Do you prefer to contact different people in different ways? Why?
Yes, absolutely. With close friends and family, I tend to use voice messages or video calls because they feel more personal and engaging. However, for work colleagues or acquaintances, I usually stick to emails or text messages, which are more formal and respectful of their time. I think communication style should be adapted depending on the relationship and context.
Do you find it easy to keep in contact with friends and family? Why or why not?
Generally, yes. With the technology we have now, staying in touch has never been easier. Even if my friends live overseas, I can video call them anytime. The only difficulty is finding a mutually convenient time to chat, especially when there's a time zone difference or when everyone's schedule is packed. But if we really value the relationship, we make the effort.
In your country, did people in the past keep in contact in the same ways as they do today? Why or why not?
Not at all. In the past, people relied on letters or landline phones, and those methods were much slower and more limiting. For example, writing letters could take days or weeks to receive a reply. Nowadays, we have instant communication. So the evolution of technology has completely transformed how we maintain relationships, making it faster, more flexible, and accessible.
Now, I'd like you to talk about something for 1 to 2 minutes. Here's your topic. Describe a party that you enjoyed. You should say whose party it was and what it was celebrating, where the party was held, and who went to it, what people did during the party, and explain what you enjoyed about this party. You have 1 minute to think about your answer.
One of the most memorable parties I attended was my best friend Maria's 30th birthday party, which took place last year. It was a surprise party organized by her husband, and the theme was Roaring Twenties, inspired by the 1920s. Everyone dressed up in vintage outfits, feathered headbands, suspenders, pearl necklaces. It was like stepping into a scene from The Great Gatsby. The party was held at a rooftop bar overlooking the city skyline. The view was breathtaking, especially as the sun was setting. Around 40 to 50 people were invited, including close friends, family members, and colleagues. There was a live jazz band and a dance floor where people were doing the Charleston. It was so much fun to watch and even more fun to join in. The evening was filled with laughter, heartfelt speeches, games, and an amazing buffet. There was even a photo booth with props for us to take silly photos together. What I particularly enjoyed about this party was the attention to detail and how much love had gone into organizing it. Every guest felt welcomed and involved. It wasn't just a celebration of Maria's birthday, it felt like a celebration of friendship and good times. Moreover, I hadn't seen many of my friends since the pandemic began, so this party gave us all a chance to reconnect and reminisce. It left me with wonderful memories, and to this day, we still talk about how perfect everything was.
Let's move on to some discussion questions. What are the main reasons why people organize family parties in your country?
In my country, family parties are often organized to celebrate life milestones such as birthdays, graduations, weddings, or the birth of a child. These events are considered essential for maintaining strong family bonds. They're also a way to show respect and love, especially to elders. Sometimes they're simply excuses to get together and enjoy each other's company, especially in cultures where extended family plays a central role in daily life.
In some places, people spend a lot of money on parties that celebrate special family events. Is this ever true in your country? Do you think this is a good trend or a bad trend?
Yes, it's quite common here, particularly with weddings. Some families spend an enormous amount of money on decorations, venues, and catering. On one hand, I understand the desire to celebrate special moments lavishly. However, I think it can become problematic when people go into debt just to impress others. Personally, I believe celebration should reflect what people can genuinely afford and focus more on meaningful experiences rather than extravagance.
Are there many differences between family parties and parties given by friends? Why do you think this is?
Definitely. Family parties tend to be more formal and include guests of all ages, from toddlers to grandparents. There's usually a structure, speeches, toasts, and sometimes even religious elements. In contrast, parties with friends are more relaxed and spontaneous. The activities are geared toward entertainment, like games, dancing, or even karaoke. The purpose and the vibe of each are quite distinct, which is why the planning and expectations differ so much.
Let's talk about national celebrations. What kinds of national celebration do you have in your country?
We have several major national celebrations. The most famous is probably Songkran, the Thai New Year, which involves water fights in the streets and traditional ceremonies with family. We also celebrate the King's birthday, Constitution Day, and religious festivals. Each of these celebrations has cultural significance and involves parades, food, and community activities.
Who tends to enjoy national celebrations more? Young people or old people? Why?
Both age groups enjoy them, but in different ways. Older people may value the traditional and cultural aspects more, such as temple ceremonies or family gatherings. Young people are often drawn to the social side of it, street festivals, concerts, or traveling during the holiday. The appeal is multi-generational, which is what makes national celebrations so powerful. They bring everyone together, albeit for different reasons.
Why do you think some people think that national celebrations are a waste of government money? Would you agree or disagree with this view? Why?
Some critics argue that the funds used for organizing parades or fireworks displays could be better allocated to public services like education or healthcare. While I acknowledge that perspective, I tend to disagree. I believe national celebrations foster unity, pride, and a shared identity, which are crucial in maintaining social cohesion. That said, it's important to balance spending. Celebrations shouldn't be extravagant, but they shouldn't be eliminated either.
That was a brilliant performance from Anna and great questions from Tom. If you're aiming for a Band-Aid or above, pay attention to how Anna used natural expressions, linking words, and detailed explanations. Don't forget to follow or subscribe for more episodes. Until next time.